Hey there, and thank you for joining me for another episode of YQG in Bloom. I'm your host, Tracy Martins, and I wanted to remind everybody to make sure that you follow, subscribe, like my channel, and that way we can keep this going and you will get notifications of any of our new episodes. But today I have Silvi Demiri. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Awesome. From Maison Ora, and she is a candle maker, and these candles are pure heaven. I have a few of them at my house. In fact, I'm going to be hunting the Christmas ones. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Tracy.
Now, this lady is super busy. I mean, this is a side hustle, but it's a busy one. You're everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah, it's busy. I mean, my day job keeps me quite busy. I'm an accountant, and this has been a passion project for the last year or so. And I've just been having so much fun with it. Creating the scents is my favorite part of it. It kind of really gets me, gets my creative juices flowing with that process. So I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah, well, that would be nice, being an accountant and it's just all numbers, and to be able to just get outside of that. And did you always want to do something like this, or how did it start?
If I really think back to my love of perfume and the way that it started is when I first went shopping for perfume with my mom when I was about 8 years old. I remember that day like it was yesterday. We went in and there was all these bottles with the golden and the amber colors and all the different scents. And my mom and I brought home one that was a gray bottle and it had a gray cap. And I would sneak into her drawers and smell it every once in a while. And every once in a while I would spray it on me. And of course everyone would notice. But that created, or started, I should say, a lifelong journey of my love of perfume. I've been obsessed with it as long as I can remember. I mean, I never really splurged on other things. My friends wanted to buy bags and designer shoes, and all I wanted was just to buy the nice perfumes. And I always have like 4 or 5 on my bedside table at any given time. So that's kind of where the love of fragrance came from. And then during the pandemic, we burned a ton of candles. In my day job, again, I wasn't getting that creative side of things. And so this kind of morphed into the idea of let's make scented candles, let's create the scents from scratch and kind of make them my own.
Thinking back, I loved perfumes too. when we're younger and you end up just spraying, you don't even realize it, but I used to have this one perfume. I loved it because I smelled like birthday cake. It was a vanilla one from, I think, the Body Shop. But people would stop me and they're like, "You smell like cake." I'm like, "Thank you."
Delicious.
Yes. Now, your candles are really nice because they're not overbearing. They're a nice room freshener, whether they're on or not. Because I do, like I said, I have some at home. There's certain candles that I've bought elsewhere that you can only burn them when the windows are open, and I have an open concept upstairs, and it can be really overpowering. How do you get it so that it's just a perfect...
Yeah. I mean, thank you for saying that. There's a lot of work goes into it to make sure that the scents are actually harmonized with each other and kind of creating that balanced scent where not any one of them is sticking out and kind of in your face, for lack of a better word. So what I try to do is just have the right combination of top, middle, and base notes where you're still getting that nice balanced scent, but they're not too much, if that makes sense.
So there's more than one scent in each candle?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So what I do is purchase various accords or fragrance notes from various suppliers, and I mix them all together to make sure that, I'm getting... So my process is I kind of come up with a theme of what I want a candle to smell like, and from then it's endless testing of what smells good together versus what doesn't. It's a long process, but it's very enjoyable. Yeah.
It would take you a long time just to get the scent before you even get into the making. Now, are they made with essential oils or?
They are made with fragrance oils.
Oh, okay, so that's different.
It is different. I'm not a chemist, so you'll forgive me here. But essential oils have different uses. They're mostly used in natural health practices and so on, whereas most candles that you'll see on the market will have fragrance oils in them.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I know. I've had a couple that have had essential oils, and it seems that it can be a little overpowering, certain ones, but I mean, like, they're overpowering to begin with. Now, your base, is it a soy candle?
It's a soy combination. So the wax itself is parasoy, and without getting into too much details, it's meant to have the benefits. It's kind of getting you the best of both worlds, where they burn slowly, but they're also very good at maintaining the smoothness when they burn, and they're also meant to be longer lasting.
Do you have two sizes or the one size?
Just the one size.
The one size. I thought so, because I did have this size and it lasted me. Like, I burned it a couple hours a day, and I was surprised it lasted for over a month, and that's an everyday burn.
That's great. I love that.
And it's an even burn too. I like that, where you're not losing the wick or it's going halfway through it. I can honestly say it is a perfect candle.
Thank you so much.
Your scents, I know I was just reading on your website and on Instagram that all of your scents are from different travels and passions of yours.
Yeah, the way I think about the scents is different ways to practice self-care. And of course, that looks different for everyone. And of course, that doesn't just mean bubble baths and scented candles. It can mean very different things to very different people. But what I try to make or to bring to the table with these candles is different experiences that people can kind of envision or be transported to. Like with our macaron candle, as an example, you said it when I came in, right? It makes me think of Paris right away.
Oh,
and it makes me think of the spring and busy cafes and that's exactly what it brings me to right away.
Well, you guys did go to Paris this year. How many scents came out of that? Like, how many ideas did you end up getting? Because you guys were there for a bit, and
we were in France for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
There's lots of ideas that came out of that.
I could imagine.
My favorite part was when we stumbled into this little park just a couple of blocks away from the Eiffel Tower, and there was fig trees there. And I took so many photos, and it was really nice.
Now, did the burgundy candle come out of there?
So burgundy, fun fact about me, I also have a wine education.
I was going to bring that one up. I love that.
Yeah. So it's all connected in that, I learned how to pick up different scents from the wines that I tasted. And so Burgundy is one of my favorite regions. Burgundy is meant to be an all season scent, but it's particularly enjoyable in the fall, where you're kind of cozying up, maybe a book, maybe a blanket, a glass of wine. So it's not from that trip, but it's definitely a French thing.
Yeah, and you were saying that with the wine that you pick up different scents. I've never even thought of that, because whenever I think of wine tasting and that, like, they always tell you to smell it, but it's more of the taste where I can pick out the different notes. Does it take a long time to learn to be able to pick it out in a scent?
Yeah, it's definitely a process, and I'm not an expert at it by any means. I took almost 3 years of classes, and I kept going at it because I enjoyed it so much. And every wine you taste and every class you go to, you learn something new. And that's what I really enjoyed about it, because it's not just about the drink, it's about the experience, it's about the place, the people, the history, and it's very comprehensive in how much you learn. So I've been able to hopefully bring it all back to here.
It's so funny. Everything with you, it comes back to a scent, which... that it's perfect for the candles. Now, you have Christmas ones out. How many do you have this year?
So they're not out yet.
No. Well, this they'll be out by the time this is out.
Yeah. So I've got 2 so far. I'm very close to finalizing a couple of others, but right now those 2 will be it. It's mistletoe and Yuletide.
So we have some here. Now, we have the Yuletide here, and I really like it because you can smell, like you had said online, it smells like a Christmas tree farm, but there's also a sweetness to it.
There's a little bit of woods and vanilla base in it.
Oh, okay. I couldn't place it. And then we have the mistletoe. And this one is so, oh my gosh. That is like Christmas in a jar.
Mistletoe is kind of meant to capture that holiday romance of, every movie you watch, there's always a mistletoe and there's this magical kiss, right? And so it's got notes of cranberry, citrus peel, but it's also rounded out with some vanilla and tobacco spice. Tobacco flower, like the leaf.
No, I love the smell of tobacco when it's written, not a cigarette or anything, but just smelling. Yeah. I think they're a nice scent. So it would be the flowers that you get the scents out of?
Yeah, you get the flower, you get the leaf, and it helps bring the structure and balance to the scents.
Yeah, because it is a really, really nice scent. Now, how many all total do you have?
In terms of scents?
Yeah.
So I am right now at 11 right now. Started out with 8, and these 3, including calligraphy, are the latest that I've launched.
Oh, yes. Calligraphy. And what is the base of that one?
Yeah, so calligraphy is one that I've worked on for quite some time, and I'm finally so excited to launch it. It's got a woodsy, spicy base with a gel pen and just kind of making them look so nice. It's meant to be an ode to just old-fashioned romance. If you think about love letters and how they smell.
But when you say woodsy, it also reminds me of like a men's cologne. On top of everything else. So yeah, I can see that it is a beautiful scent now. Now, which one out of all of them is your biggest seller?
I was waiting for this question. I thought you were going to ask me which one's your favorite, which I was not going to answer.
No.
There's been a couple of bestsellers. Macaron that I've brought here is a fan favorite. It's got a strong vanilla base, but it's also got top notes of raspberry and Prosecco. They just play really nicely together, and people really enjoy that one. Après-ski is, I think, the one you had, Tracy, where that one is a real nice, warm winter scent, and it's got a lot of tobacco as well. I think you have a type.
Yeah, I really do. And I know, I forget what the first one was that I got from you, but that last one, it definitely was a really nice winter one.
Yeah, it's got like a bergamot and again wood spice in it. So it's just they're meant to be fresh, earthy, balanced scents.
It just seems like you said Macaron is one of the better sellers. When it comes to candles, people just like fruits or sweets or.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about fragrance in general is that it triggers different things for different people, and everyone smells things differently, right? Yeah. Just the way our sight works and generally the world around us. So I just find that so fascinating and so powerful that, a scent might not be my cup of tea, but someone else really loves it, right?
Now, have you put out scents that are just maybe not your cup of tea, but that other people will like it? Because like you said, everybody's different.
Yeah, not quite yet. The ones that I've made so far are really near and dear to me. I've put a lot of time and effort into them, but I'm sure down the road, I'm doing this for other people.
Well, but I think that's nice because these are all a part of you. They're all labors of love. It's all very personal to you, and it's showing a part of you to other people.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of showcasing my personality.
Yeah, I do. I like that. Now, you do markets too, as well as selling online?
Yeah, so this will be our first holiday season. We launched January 1st this year, actually. So we're going to be at the Mistletoe Market in November. We're going to do a couple of pop-ups at Anna's Flower Shop in Kingsville in December, and the Mom Market at WFCU in December as well. So lots of things coming up.
Are you going to have a break? Oh my goodness, between work and travel and animals and coming up with scents.
After the holidays.
Take a month off just to relax. Is it just you that does the candles, or do you have help?
So it's me who's kind of driving this forward, but of course it's not just me who's doing it. I've kind of voluntold my entire family to be a part of this. My husband has been incredibly helpful. He handles all the shipping and the packaging.
And delivery in Windsor.
My mom helps me make candles, and my sister is my photographer and things kind of marketing. So, and of course, my dog is just my biggest fan and my brand ambassador.
Oh, yes.
So it's definitely a family affair, and I appreciate everyone's help.
So your sister is the photographer, because your pictures, you guys have to check out Maison Ora Official on Instagram, because the pictures are beautiful. Like even the one you posted this morning with the fancy teacup, and
that was not mine. I can't take credit for that.
No, but I mean, your sister, there's a lot of very beautiful photos, and all of your product photography. She does an amazing job.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the hard part about selling online, right? Because people can't pick up a candle and smell it. And so I try very hard to, put out the descriptions in a way that actually showcases what they smell like. And the photos are hopefully doing some of that too.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you plan on doing 3 wicks, or are you just going to stick with the one size?
Yeah, I have lots of plans and lots of ideas in terms of product development. For the foreseeable future, I'm going to stick to these, but definitely different sizes are in the planning stages.
Well, I know a lot of people, they like the 3 wick because they do burn more evenly, but the one thing I can say about these candles is for a 1 wick candle, they do burn surprisingly evenly. It's not dipped down in the middle like a lot of them do.
Yeah, the way that I think about the burn is burn it for 3 to 4 hours the first time. And that's kind of the general guidance. For no more than that. After that, it kind of starts to smoke, although I try very hard for these not to do that. But what you want is for the wax to melt kind of evenly through the top. That way, when it's dry, it's flat, and you're always starting with a flat candle the next time you burn it.
There's been a few times where I've had them burning for hours, like half a day, and I haven't noticed any smoke on them. So
that's all part of the testing process. So I'm really happy to hear that.
Since you said that it was you and your family, now do you mix all of the scents together yourself?
That's mostly solo.
Wow.
Once I kind of have a formula that I've mixed, once it's finalized, it's kind of easier to get it through the finish line and actually make those candles. But the mixing part is just me in my kitchen kind of sitting there with 20 fragrance oils.
You should have been a chemist.
I don't know about that. But that part, the creative part, does reside with me. Yeah. It's the most fun part. I don't want to share that part.
I can imagine. What is your website online?
It's MaisonOra.com.
Maison Ora, and it's MAISON ORA.com. And then on Instagram, it's Maison Ora Official.
Yep.
Are you on Facebook as well?
I am. I don't have a ton of presence on Facebook, so Instagram and the website is the best way to find me.
And definitely hit the Mistletoe Market November 24th and 25th in Windsor, and they will be able to catch you there with all your scents. And then throughout December, just keep her on social media, and they're great Christmas presents. I read online that she's a Friends freak like me. I'm waiting for the Joey candle.
The Joey candle.
Pizza.
We'll have to talk about that more.
But I do want to thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it, Silvi.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
And again, my name is Tracy Martins. I want to thank you so much for joining me for another episode of YQG in Bloom. And definitely make sure that you check out the Maison Ora candles, and make sure to follow and subscribe to my channel so you can get any notifications of upcoming podcasts. You guys have a great day.